CVT lesson from 𝐂𝐿𝐶. This is Guns N' Roses. It's so easy. You want to tune flat for this. To my knowledge, I think just about everything from G and R is tuned flat. Not positive, but it seems like it. So what we have, Mike, is, well, we have trying to tell you how many pages we got here. 6 pages, almost, well, 5.5 pages. I time-stamped everything for you. We got 2 solos. There was a secondary guitar track. We opted to not do that for now unless I hear from you and you want to do it later. It's really such a little thing, but you know, it doesn't matter. If it's something you want to do, let me know. And I have the notation legend of everything that's you know how it goes. You know how it goes. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Actually, I should probably lower this whole thing. Okay, so on the beginning, section 1, and this actually kicks in at 3 seconds into the song, goes up to 9 seconds. That's the A section of section 1, and then the second half of it is 10 seconds to 12 seconds. You'll see what I'm talking about. So we have some fret hand muting, and you've probably heard me talk about this before. I put the in your tabs, the X is just a general idea of which strings to mute. Don't overanalyze that stuff though, Mike, when you're playing. If you're muting, you know, it's one thing if it's all 6, you know, it's going to be a bigger mute. This is pretty much the top half of the strings up here. E, A, D, maybe the G in there. Before doing that, go ahead and set up for the chord. It's 7A with your first finger, and then you need 9 on the D, 9 on the G. So you can decide if you want to do it like that or do the bar version with this finger or this finger. I usually do it like that. And then take that first finger, and it's really important here, touch that low E just underneath it. I think you already got that kind of habit going for you. So we have 15 times of this. So we have a fret hand mute, which, you know, I'm just resting the fingers like that. I'm not pushing down, just setting them on the strings to create the mute, but I'm doing it around the chord shape itself. It'd be silly to, you know, do the mute right where your chord is. Usually you can do that anyways. So we have that's 15 times. Then if you listen close in the background, you'll hear a fret hand mute, down, up, and then the chord ringing twice, and then you'll just hit the chord and let it ring. So it'll go. Okay, so that's section 1. The next section is obviously section 2. We have 4 times of that, and that comes in at 13 seconds and runs up to 24 seconds of the song. This is like the main hook of it. Okay, sounds like Motley on the end. So anyways, on this, it's power chords with the root, or with the octave in it. So 6E, 8A, 8D, and once again, you can bar it or use the 2 fingers. Sometimes I will do this way. It just depends. It's not wrong no matter how you want to do it. I did put the strumming for this. I think it's important to know when to do if it's an 8th note or a 16th note, just for the faster stuff. So down, down, go to 5, 7, 7, up, and then 3, 3, 5, 5, down, up. So we have, and then a fret hand mute down, and then power chord, open E, 2, 2, A and D. Upstroke or down on the E and B. So it'd be, we're going to fret hand mute and then go back to the opens, but I would just leave this finger here, set these down for your mute, and then hit those opens again. So you end up having, okay, that covers section 2. Section 3 comes in, and this section is 4 times as well. You'll see the double dots in there for repeats. 25 seconds to 37 seconds, and you'll recognize this part too. Really cool part. It goes. probably keep your hand up here. I'm doing this out of habit. But bar these. 5/5 on the E and B. All this is E and B string. 5/5, 3, 5, 6, 5, 3, and open. And I would use those fingers, whatever's in that 4 fret span. So you'd use the whatever fingers above that fret. Okay, then we'll have section 2 4 times. That comes in from 38 seconds to 50 seconds. Section 3 4 times. That's 51 seconds to 1 minute and 3. And then section 4 comes in 2 times. And this is 104 to 116. This is on the clean channel. Always liked this part. Actually, I always liked this whole album. This is off Appetite for Destruction, I believe. I think. But either way, I like this song. So here's this part. So you'll end up going 2E, first finger, knuckle it up so you can clear those opens. And I put upstrokes. If you don't see an upstroke, then it means it's a downstroke. But we're going to pick in the direction of the next string that's coming up in this. So the pattern is, and once you get it over this first one, it's going to be the same over the next 3 as far as the way the pattern goes. It may not be all the same strings, but string 6, we'll go string 6, open A, open D. That's going to be twice. So, and then hit the E and D. So we have, then do the exact same thing, but play to G major, 3E, 2A, do the exact same thing. So we have, and then you go to the next page. And I put also in the notation, Mike, the effects that are used that I could hear that are standing out would be reverb and delay and some chorus in this clean part. Next one is 2A, 4D, open G. We'll do that same pattern, but now it's A, D, G for the way it's played. You'll see in the tabs. Let me see. And the fingering can be altered in that one if you want your pinky there. I put third. I'm actually liking the pinky. And then do the exact same thing again, but go to the 2nd fret on the D string. Knuckle it up though so you don't mute anything. And that part has double dots and it is played 2 times. Alright, so section 5 comes in. This is really cool. It's kind of a little funky thing. Slash is thrown in the background. And it goes, let's see. Let me try it at the tempo. And what I'm doing is middle finger on 7A, I'm palm muting it and I'm alternate picking down, up, down, up. And then go to 6A, no palm mute, hammer to 7. So it's perfect subgroup right there, Mike. If you can't do it that fast yet, don't worry about it. Back it up a little. And it's times 2, so you'll go. So if you connected those 2 together. And then to finish it off, do it again, but only play 2 times on the 7th fret A, palm muted, down, up. And then you do the hammer 6 to 7 again. So that whole part. Great exercise, man, for the alternate picking with the palm muting, all that. That's a really cool section there. Section 6 comes in, and this one you can kind of really hear the 2 different guitars doing different things. I had to pick one. This was the one I went with. It's, wait, let's do that again. I'm reading it as we're doing this. Yeah, so those are all power chords with the octave, 5, 7, 7, A, D, G. And then up to 10, 12, 9, 11, 7, 9. No, 5, 7, my bad. I lost it. Hold on, Mike. I missed something, but I know what it's supposed to be. Yeah, I got 5, 7, 7s. I'll fix that in the tab book. It is 7, 9, 9. then go up, down, and then bar, you'll go 7, 7, 7, A, D, G. You'll strum those and hammer 7, 7 on the D and G. So you can either 2 fingers, sounds like paranoid kind of, or you can bar that as a hammer. Once you do that, then strum the chord again. Yeah. Yeah, I'll fix that in the book. Anyways, that's section 6. That's 123 to 135. Page 3 comes in, and we have it timestamped real short. This is actually the guitar solo, the first one. And this first little subgroup, subgroup 1, from 136 to 138. Really easy here. 14 high E, back it, oops. You're going to go 14 high E, whole step bend, and back it with these 2 fingers. And then 12 E vibrato. And then 15, 15 E and B. These are cool, man. A lot of times guitar players don't think about doing it, but it winds up doing this. George Lynch does it a lot. Try to grab 15 and 15 if you can with 1 finger. It's not totally critical, almost like barring it, but you want to bring them in together. And then pick those 2 strings, slide it a half step, or bend it a half step, and slide it. It'll slide, so. And then subgroup 2 is 139 to 141, and that one's a little quicker. That one goes, I'm going to play at moderate tempo first. Oops. And then subgroup 3 is 142 to 145. That is this. Love that one. Play it slower for you. Try it again because I'm picking wrong. Well, the tempo of this, Mike, you can actually down pick it all. Typically, I would upstroke that B string. So we have. And then subgroup 4 is 146 to 149. And that's 15B. And then 14B, pre-bend half-step release. It looks crazy in your tabs, but here's what it is. Bend it first, a half step, pick, release, and do that 3 times. So, and those are tricky, man. I was working with someone last night on these, and most people, it's tough. You want to know how far to bend for a pre-bend half step, and you gotta know your bends by feel. Okay, so we'll see how that comes together. Next part is 12G, 14D vibrato. So we have. So we'll have a 14D again, and then a 15B. Bend, whole step, vibrato, slide. When you're vibratoing and doing all that, stick your palm up here to kind of silence any other string noise that may want to come through. Then we got a bunch of repeats, section 2, section 3, section 4. We move to page 4 here, and this is the second guitar solo coming in at 241 to 243. This is subgroup 1 of guitar solo 2. And he goes, and then, and that part might be a little tricky. 14G, back it with these 2, and go 15B. You're going to pick them. It's kind of like a unison bend, but you're basically bending to a root and a third. And so you're going to go bend, release, bend, release, bend. Okay, and that's it for that one. Subgroup 2, 244 to 247 is this. Oops, wrong spot. And slowed down, it sounds like this. Well, that was kind of slow, but. You'll see a first finger on the 2nd fret D. I know that ain't going to seem real natural, but you'll want to do it so you can set up for that 5 on the D. So.